said, but y'all tried to attack me. David is an innocent man on paper. What LAPD has stated is they have no evidence that David and Celeste actually had a relationship. Now, granted, there is a lot of speculation they had a relationship, but they have no true evidence to prove that there was an actual romantic relationship going on between the two. Not to mention, they also think Celeste passed away from overdosing, which actually kind of makes sense if y'all kind of think about it. Not to mention, they did not find any evidence of any crime committed in David's house. And then they also are witnesses stating that Celeste most definitely was using some type of drugs because they have seen her high before. And so what this means is if she did OD, after they get the toxicology reports back, if she had drugs in her system at the time of her passing, they're going to rule it as an accidental death. And not to mention, the only crime that has been committed within this whole situation is concealment of a dead body.
David was proven innocent and is no longer a suspect. The internet is a flipping facade, bro. So the internet basically, or TikTok, built up its own evidence against David, yeah? Then all of this stuff was coming together and it was making sense, you know what I mean? The internet said David's guilty, yeah? But the police never arrested him. Still a free man. Then today happens, and then we find out David was innocent. At first, I'm not even gonna lie, I didn't believe that he really did it because it doesn't seem like that type of person. But at the same time, you never know of these killers. You know what I'm trying to say? But when I saw them tattoos, don't get me wrong, even though he's innocent, that doesn't mean he hasn't played a part in it. You know what I'm trying to say? Because like, there's no way that the tattoo is a coincidence. Moral of the story, don't believe everything you read.
In the back of my car, well, according to the FBI, that was fake. David's innocent. My fucking dick. He just paid the FBI a fucking outlaw. Every single one of their employees there, their 401ks are all paid off. They will never have to work again. So you're gonna tell me that the FBI raided this fucking guy's house and literally found a unreleased song on Celeste and then was just like, nah, bro, you're good, bro. We straight, bro. Here's your Tesla. You know the Tesla that you had a fucking little girl decaying in the back of? Like, you're good, bro. You're good. I don't care what evidence you try to tell me. There's no way this motherfucker is innocent. I don't give a shit. There's no way. After everything that has came out, there is legitimately no evidence that can overcome any of the evidence against him. Who's the suspect? Who else? Oh, the FBI knows more. No shit. No shit. I'm not an FBI investigator, but I can tell you straight up. There is legitimately no way this fucking guy should be walking free right now. He's been walking free the entire time because they never fucking opened a case. There was no fucking remorse shown against this poor girl's life being taken. Do we not just like fucking understand that? No. Oh my god. I can't fucking do this. I'm actually so fucked up from this. Like, this is the most mind-boggling shit I've ever seen, because how in the hell is this guy walking free? Like, seriously, this guy has lines of evidence proving that he is not innocent. As of 2 hours ago, singer David, who had a 15-year-old girl's body found in his car, has been cleared from the suspect list. How does this happen? I have zero idea, but it happened. LAPD really looked at all this evidence, her name in all the songs, her name tatted on him, the pictures of them, the videos of her backstage, and just said, you know what? Nah, he's cool. Like, bro, who is this man David's lawyer? Is it Jay Yoma? Like, what is going on? I just can't wrap my head around it. All these things, songs, videos, pictures, tattoos, everything points at David as guilty. However, LAPD says, nah, he's chilling. Bro, what? But you know what I'm curious about, though? If they're dropping David, then who else did they find? Does somebody else's evidence top David's? How is that even possible? Not to mention, 9 days ago, David literally canceled his entire USA tour. This dude knew he was cooked and still got out of it. Oh, and you know what? Not even did they say, you know what, David's not a suspect. But now they're saying, we don't even know if a murder even occurred. When the girl's body is literally in pieces in the back of his car. This case literally has not even been deemed a homicide investigation. I'm no cop, but I think if I saw a girl in pieces in the back of another person's car, I think I would conclude that this is a murder. Do you guys think LAPD is kind of not doing a good job right now? Let me know what you guys think in the comments.
I don't think David did it. I know I'm gonna ruffle some feathers, y'all might get mad, but I really don't think he did it. First, I do want to say rest in peace to Celeste. It is fucking horrible, horrific what happened to her. And whomever did this to her should absolutely be punished. And if that person is David, well, he should absolutely be punished. But if we really think about everything logically, it really does not make sense. So from what we know, the car was reported because it had been sitting parked on the street for a while and no one moved it. So we know, according to documents, there was an 11-day time span from when the car was first ticketed to when it was impounded. So we'll say, allegedly, if Celeste's body had been in that car from even during that time frame, that 11-day time frame, You mean to tell me that the police officer who ticketed the car, who marked the car, didn't smell anything? The tow truck driver who impounded the car, who has to inspect the car, they had to inspect the car in order to complete their documents, they didn't smell anything? It wasn't until the car got to the impound lot that people were complaining of the smell coming from the car, and that's when Celeste's body was discovered. So to me, that sounds like someone put that body in that car when it got to the impound lot. And we know David has been on tour. There was a break, if I'm not mistaken, I will have to go back and double check this. But there was a break David had on his tour. I believe it was like September 1st to like maybe the 3rd. I could be wrong. But people were saying, well, David went home after that. He showed a video of him getting on a private jet. He went home. His home, I believe he went to, was in Texas. Because it only makes sense. He flew to Texas to perform in Austin with Cali Uchis. So, being that David is from Texas, I believe his family lives in Texas, wouldn't it make sense for him to go home in Texas? And then people are like, well, he took a picture of his room. If you look at that room, his house in LA, or his manager's house in LA, whoever house it is, that house does not have carpet. For two, really look at the room. Does that really look like a room that would fit into a multi-million-dollar house? Let's be honest. So when would David have the time to go back to LA, allegedly unalive Celeste, and then go back on tour? And then it's like, if the body had been in there this whole time, why didn't anyone smell it? You see what I mean? Like, none of it makes sense. My thoughts is that someone put that body in David's car between September 5th to the 7th, which would explain why the smell automatically starts smelling, because for one, you're in LA heat. For one, it's in the front of a Tesla, a very small compartment. There's no oxygen getting into that area, which would explain why the decomposition happened so quickly and so rapidly, which would explain why the smell became so potent during that time frame, because the car had been sitting in the heat, allegedly. If her body had been in that car that whole time, I don't understand why you wouldn't smell it there. It's in the same frunk, the same heat. Why is it that it only starts smelling in the impound lot? Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't think he did it.
Is anyone else wondering why David hasn't been arrested for the murder of Celeste yet? I've been a lawyer for 23 years, all of which in California, in Los Angeles, in criminal law, Northern Carolina law. That's my expertise. And I'll tell you this, if you found yourself with a dead child in your backseat who was reported kidnapped or missing a year ago, you'd be in jail. So what is taking them so long to arrest David is the question. Now the LADA, you may not know this, but the LADA has a bit of a history of fumbling big cases. Most notably the O.J. Simpson case they lost like 30 years ago. Most recently, the A$AP Rocky case they lost. So I think that they're probably being very careful with the high-profile individual who has access to funds. And they want their ducks in a row. And my instinct is telling me that they either have an issue with cause of death, like how did she die? Perhaps the body was in no state to do an autopsy, who knows, right? That, or they're looking for a special circumstance. Meaning they're looking for a reason to seek capital punishment, or AKA the death penalty. And so, because if you have the death penalty, then you don't get bail. And so they'll keep David inside during the duration of the case. So that's my thought. What do you guys think? Why haven't they arrested him yet? Let me know.